Engineer summary video, Charlestown, Massachusetts. You have a full fire escape on a brick building. You can see the burr on the wall there, needs some cement issues. You can see the rails here still have square bolts in them, the nuts are partially gone. And the treads show some evidence of someone doing some work on them. Your E-connections here have never been rebolted. Your stringer connections show the old square bolts. You can see the deterioration in the nuts. The treads here, someone has done some work on. There's some new bolts on some of the top stringers, like they put some new clips on. Other places just showing new bolts mounting the clips to the fire escape. You can see the space in here where they didn't clean it out or didn't bolt it properly. And you can see there are newer bolts there, but they didn't clean the rust out of it, there. You can see the cement on this brace. There's water getting in by the rust and deterioration there, because that was new cement whenever they worked on this the last time. You can see they did not clean the rust out of the connection there or change the square bolts. You can see how deteriorated the bolts are, and you can see the steel wedges up there, wedges there, and you can see some of the mortar falling apart there. The brace down there, you can see the square bolts in. You can see the rust on the brace there. You can see the stair there. They didn't clean all the rust out of that connection, but yet it shows that it's got hex head bolts in it. Yeah, there has been some work done to this, but they just came in and bolted a lot of the stairs. The railing connection there, you can see all the rust in it. You can see all the square bolts in the railings, which are original hardware, 75 years old. You can see the cement around that brace there, how bad it is. And you can see the walk down there, and you can see the square bolts in the brace there. You can see the deterioration of that brace and the steel. You can see the gap up there where they didn't change the bolts and clean the rust out of that. The one thing I don't like is when you're walking down this fire escape, you have a window there that you could possibly fall through. They did change one bolt in the railing there, but didn't change the other one. They didn't change any of the rail bolts here or there. Didn't change any of the rail bolts there or there. You can see they never changed the bolts in the rail there. Someone did put two new X-head bolts in there, but they didn't clean the rust out and pull the connection together. A new tread here, evidence that some work was done here, but you can see the gap between the tread and the channel. You can see the square bolt there, that the nut is starting to deteriorate and the bolt is not coming all the way through to the channel like required. So you got a lot more square bolts there that have not been changed. All your square bolts are original hardware, 50 to 75 years old. Same thing here, another new tread. There's some evidence that someone did some work on the treads only. One new bolt in the rail there, and no new bolts down there. Some new bolts in the treads. Same thing here, you got that window that's not covered, that could be a fall hazard. You can see all the rust on the wall here going up to where that brace is. You see at one time somebody opened it up and put new cement there. The water is getting in there, and you can see they did not clean out the guts connections up there. Same thing there, you can see the guts connection was not cleaned out. Still got a square bolt in and all this rust in it. No evidence of hooks on the floors. You can see the rust there, and the wall buckling a little bit, so you can see all the rust there. You can see all the rust built up in the connection there where they didn't clean it. If you look there, you can see all the rust in that connection was not cleaned out. The stringer connections are all square bolts, evidence that no one did any maintenance on them. All original hardware, 50, 75 years old. The nuts on the rail there are deteriorating from age. Another stair where you can see it's got new hex head bolts on the top. A lot of rust built up in the connection because it wasn't cleaned properly or sealed properly. You can see all the rust around that brace there and the deterioration of the cement. You can see the cement on that one there. You can see the square bolts here, where they've never changed. You can see all the rust in the tread there, and you can see the rust building in the clip there. You can see all the original square hardware there, square hardware in the railings, square hardware in the connections holding the stringer up. You can see all the rust built up in the clip for the arm for the cantilever. Square bolts, square bolts, square bolts. You can see all the rust and tearing around that brace, and around that brace which is supporting the intermittent landing. You can see the cement around there, how bad it is. Square original bolts, and you can see all the rust building up in there and the rust there. You can see the baby flight, the small stairs on them, they're welded. You can see the weight box is one large piece of steel. The rails have not been rebolted on it. The weight box has not been rebolted. There is some signs that some repairs have been done to the fire escape on the main stringers only. Rebolting has been done. There's no evidence of anything else being done to the rest of this fire escape. It needs a 100% refurbishing. It needs to be 100% painted. Due to the age of it, I would assume it would have lead on it. And the cantilever does not get down to the ground. You can see the rust coming around the wall there and tearing on the arm for the cantilever. You can see some of the stairs here, they have welded them in the past. You can see the weld in them. You can see there where they have welded the stair in, and welded them in on the cantilever. You can see there, and I would say they dug this out at one time because the color of the brick there, and this does not go down to the ground, and this looks like somebody dug up somebody's parking spot. And if you look up here, you got stairs to get to the back door. I would say at one time that was the ground level.